Without basic storytelling, you might as well stop uploading because your posts are just not gonna get seen. And I'm not talking about becoming Shakespeare here. I'm talking about 6 techniques that people like Steve Jobs and Casey Neistat used to build their respective empires. And once you know them, you'll immediately see the difference in how people engage with your content. Quick intro, I'm Martin. I made millions day trading traffic, so I learned a thing or two about capturing attention online. And more importantly, how to turn that attention into dollars. Because virality without profit, leave that to teenage influencers. We're doing something different here. We're here to build brands and to make money. So here's the thing people don't get. Social media is no longer social. It's just media. Friends don't matter, and since TikTok came to the game, followers don't matter so much either anymore. Each piece of content has to stand on its own. Content doesn't get free views anymore just because you have followers. The algo tracks if you're hooking your audience and if they stay, because that's what the platforms want, of course. Each piece of content has to stand on its own and compete with all the other content that's being uploaded to the platforms every day. There are 500 hours of content uploaded to YouTube every single minute, just to give you a picture of the competition. And therefore, if you can't tell a story, you're invisible. So here are 6 techniques to fix that. Technique number 1, your tone. When the camera turns on, something happens with us, right? We think of all the people, all the anonymous eyeballs that are on us, and we don't talk like we normally do. I find myself that it's easy to go into like talking at my audience instead of talking to you. Feeling is like, oh shit, the camera's on, I better watch out, better sound clever right now, and you lose the normal flow and swagger that you hopefully have in normal life. But here's a trick. Place a photo of a friend in front of you as you're talking. Let me show you the setup that I have right now. Isn't he beautiful? So I'm speaking to my Indian friend AJ instead of imagining all of you out there, hopefully the millions that will watch this clip. It might sound stupid, but it actually works. I feel a different energy in my belly right now just because he's there looking at me, ready to go out clubbing in the Berlin nightlife. And this is something that you'll get better at with the amount of reps that you get in, i.e., how many videos you upload. Mr. Beast once said that nobody should come and ask him for tips about videos until they've uploaded at least 100 clips online. Along those 100 reps that you're gonna do, among many other things, you're gonna find your tone as well, and you're gonna be able to present like you're talking to a friend, not like talking to a camera. Don't skip the reps. And therefore we go over to technique number 2, namely the rhythm. In school I had a self-defense mechanism against boring teachers. I just fell asleep. When their tone was monotonous and droning on and no changes, no surprises, my eyes would cross and I really couldn't do anything about it. I just fell asleep. Don't do that to your viewers. You need to vary your sentence length in order to get a different rhythm in your presentation. Give them a short sentence, an even shorter one, just 2 words. And then throw in a longer one, connecting it with a comma, letting the message dance across several lines in your script. When you're sure that you've hooked them and you have their attention, then you can drag it out and let the dance begin. See what I just did there? The rhythm becomes varied. The viewer doesn't know what comes next, and therefore they stay engaged. Practical tip: when you write your script, write each sentence on its own line. Let it be its own paragraph. Then it becomes super clear in your script if you have a nice dance between long and short sentences, and you can edit before you hit the record button. Number 3, direction. Really good storytellers begin with the end first. So ask yourself, what's my final take going to be? What do I want to achieve with this video? And then work your way backwards through the script. My favorite TV show of all time was The Wire. Do you know it? I've probably seen it 5 times, and it just gets better every time because the script is written with so many references back and forward. Like in season 1, there's hints of something that's going to happen in season 4. It's an incredibly elaborate and clever story. Do the same with your script. Keep your end in mind while you write, or at least when you've written everything through and you edit, go over again and see if you can weave it together. If you record short form, this is absolutely key. You're probably familiar with the way reels loop in a sense. So you want the last sentence to be a connector to what you say in the first sentence, so it sounds natural and the clip just continues without a clear interruption. And if your ending is clever and memorable enough, you know what's going to happen? People will share it, of course. And you'll get virality and you get eyeballs and your channel spreads and the riches start flowing and you'll be a happy and wonderful person. But having the end in mind doesn't mean that the journey should be smooth. It takes us to point number 4, namely the dance. As you tell your story, you want to introduce open loops and conflict every now and then to keep the tension high. In its most basic form, think of it like connecting the various points that you're going to make. If you connect them by and then, you're screwed because it sounds boring. You're just stacking info on top of each other. You want to connect the points with a but, which of course indicates that the direction is going to change. A mini conflict has opened up. Now it's time to pay attention again. But you don't want mini conflicts all the time. So you can also connect your different points with and therefore. The and therefore means that a development is happening in your character. We're building on and we're moving on to another chapter based on the information we have just received. And when you use these two together, a kind of dance is happening of development, of obstacles, and it's this kind of dance that keeps the viewer engaged throughout your video. Development shows a character on a mission. Conflict introduces roadblocks and tension. However, all of the above doesn't matter if the audience has heard the same message 500 times before, which brings us to number 5, your angle. Every minute, 500 hours of material is being uploaded to YouTube. Every idea out there has already been said a million times before. To be blunt, you're not gonna come with a new idea on your YouTube channel. People are not gonna come there to find out that you've reinvented the wheel or something. But you can and you should always add your own perspective. Think about people going to watch your channel because you are you. You are unique. Your personality is the best weapon in this current world of AI slop. It might be your only weapon. Use it. For instance, this kind of video. I'm not the first person on YouTube by far to talk about storytelling, but I don't have much competition from 40-year-old Swedish entrepreneurs with an exit, living in Berlin, just starting out with personal branding and giving their own views on the storytelling angle. Alex Hormozi likes to talk about the importance of likeness. With that, he means basically that we like watching people that are similar to us, that are in the same age bracket, same kind of experiences, etc. So that's just another reason to let you know that it doesn't matter. The idea that you present has been said before. You're presenting it from your angle and from your platform. Make sure that you shine through in your script. You have you. Use it. And last but not least, it's impossible to make a video about storytelling without mentioning the almighty hook. If you don't hook your audience in the first few seconds nowadays, it's over. They'll move on to the next video. However, when I say hook, most people only think about the audio hook, i.e. what we're saying. But there's a much more important element that you should consider, namely the visual hook. In other words, what is there for the eye to look at? Is there something crazy, something unusual, something that makes you go, what is that? Some people say visual hooks are up to 10 times more effective than the audio ones. And this is why some influencers strap their mics onto dildos just to get you wondering, what is that? And stay for those crucial first couple of seconds in the video, hooking you along the way. I'm not gonna ask you to strap your mic onto dildo. I'm not saying you need to do that to get views. But I'm saying that visuals are more important than you think. So if you can show while you tell, please do. It's really efficient. Now, this isn't to say that the audio hook is not important. It is. You have to be super precise about what's going to happen in the video and cut out anything vague. Just get to the point as fast as possible and make sure that your viewer can understand what's in it for them really quickly. And if you're shooting short form, take into account that most viewers watch your material without audio on. So make sure that the visual hooks are strong enough to carry the video and to help people understand what it's all about. If you like this and you want more tips on how professionals can build up their personal brand online without blowing up their schedule, subscribe. And if you want to be the first to know about updates and new ideas that I have and just follow my journey, consider subscribing to my newsletter. The link is in the description. Let me know what you thought of this clip in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.